Hello there! Here and welcome to my next music review. Today it's going to be Editor's Violence.
Music industry.
Guy.
Music review. Music review.
Editors is a British indie rock group, and it's pretty hearable that they're from Britain. They have that kind of specific British flavor. And I've known this group for quite some time, but I have never really listened to their music before. So I decided to take their new album that's coming out tomorrow on the 9th of March as a sort of a starting point and see how much I will enjoy their music. As of now, I've heard the record 7 times, so let's get right into the songwriting. Before I even start with the individual songs, I've read a piece of an interview of a lead singer who said that the new record is a great balance between electronic music and band-driven music. He said that the new record is probably the most well-balanced record, as they've attempted this before, but they always had some records that were probably going more into the electronic territory and more into a rock territory. Now I'm just assuming that from what he said. I haven't heard their records, but I must say that if I was to evaluate the balance, I would say it's like 70% electronic music and 30% band-driven music. This is absolutely no bad thing or good thing, it's just a fact. The album opens up with a song Cold, which really reminds me a lot of the group Hurt, also from Britain, I think. It's a group that sounds like a more romantic version of Depeche Mode, and it's got that kind of U2-ish vibe, and then suddenly you will hear that a part comes do 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 something like that. It completely changes the song for like 2 seconds. I think those are notes that don't even belong to the scale, and it's kind of like a wake-up call. Like if you are falling asleep, suddenly you will be like alerted, like what is that, what happened? It's otherwise a very nice song, and it will show you how great arrangements there are, and this is pretty much a feature of the whole record. I just love the arrangements, they are fantastic on this record. The second song is called Hallelujah, which is slightly more upbeat song. It has what I would call a synth/fuzz electronic heavy riff. I also like that there are, not only in this song but in many other songs, some electronic arrangements that reminded me of Stranger Things. So I think this record in certain moments is unintentionally 80s. It has that kind of feeling, but at the same time it sounds very modern. So I like this kind of like 80s mixing with the modern style. It sounds really good. The third track, Violence, has almost EDM beginning and kind of feeling throughout the whole song. EDM, electronic dance music. And what I really love about this song is that it takes everything I like about EDM music. It's not a music I would primarily listen to, but there are songs and artists I can enjoy, but it takes everything I like about this genre and makes it more artistic. Something similar happened with Steven Wilson and his last record, To the Bone. It's a completely different record in terms of music, but he had a song called Song of I. And it was this very artistic electro-pop track, and it kind of reminds me in terms of what this song achieved as well. What I found very interesting is that the singer has at certain places very similar phrasing and tone of his voice to David Bowie. The whole record is pretty serious in tone, and I would say that from emotional spectrum it's melancholy that is really up front, something that was very present with the music from Anathema, for example. The fourth track, Darkness at the Door, is one of a few tracks that is slightly brighter and lighter in tone, and it's a much more upbeat song. It kind of reminds me of Imagine Dragons, but being much more artistic. The fifth track is called Nothingness, and is sort of like an indie rock mixed with electronic with some art pop. It's a very interesting track that I could imagine as a soundtrack for the movie Blade Runner 2049. Generally when I listen to this record, there were many images from that movie, especially those kind of visual things that I could connect with this music. And again, there are some moments where he reminded me of David Bowie. Magazine is another more upbeat song that goes in a vein of 30 Seconds to Mars, but yet again in a more artistic style. And again, I really like that sort of synth fuzz kind of riff in this song, and it also has some nice choral arrangements. The next track is called No Sound But the Wind, which is a song that kind of stands out on the whole record because in terms of arrangements it's a very minimalistic song. Now, every song on the record is huge when it comes to the production and arrangements. This song has just a piano and some string arrangements. The melody, especially when the song starts, reminds me a lot of Summertime Sadness from Lana Del Rey. It has also same kind of a feeling, but it's a really very nice song. Next track is called Counting Spooks, which again has a very nice atmosphere. This is probably the only song I don't really like as much as I do the others, because the song creates certain atmosphere, certain feeling, and the chorus just destroys that feeling because it's much more lighter than the rest. And I probably, as a songwriter, I will probably put there a different chorus. Fortunately, the chorus is only twice in a song, and then from the middle of the song up until the end, the song pretty much goes into that electronic rock kind of style. And I pretty much like the song as it is. It's only the chorus that I don't really like that much. And the song kind of reminds me of modern Depeche Mode. The final track on the album is called Belong, and this is just such a beautiful song. It's a very orchestral piece, and it just makes me really appreciate not just the arrangements, but all the sounds on the record. It just sounds really great. There are two more tracks that are bonus tracks, the Pulse and When We Were Angels, with the Pulse being more in electronic rock style, while When We Were Angels is more in that pop rock style. Both of these songs are nice additions to the album, but they are, in terms of quality, they are not at the same league as the rest of the album, so I would say these songs can work pretty well as bonus tracks. So, when it comes to the final verdict, I must say that I really love this record. It's a beautiful piece of work, but it's a record that is not very easy to listen to. Now, usually when you listen to a record for the first time or first couple of times, there are certain melodies, certain parts that will stick with you and that you will kind of remember and that will make you want to go back to the record. This album doesn't really have that. It's not bad, it's not good, it's simply a fact. It's a record that takes a lot of listenings to appreciate. Now, I generally listen to a lot of progressive music, and let me just tell you that this record is almost equally complex as many of the progressive records. Of course, there are no odd time signatures or any crazy polyrhythms, but it's the melodies that really take a lot of effort and time to find. You have to kind of like dig in a record to find all the melodies. They are there, that's the important thing. You will find them. This record will really reward you with the repeated listenings. But I feel that having heard a record 7 times, I still haven't got to that place where I would say, yeah, I know the record really well. And therefore I couldn't really decide whether to give this record 8 or 9 points. So as of now, I'm somewhere in between. Probably in a couple of days, when I will listen to the record more, I will put it in the comment section below which score I lean to more. But this is a really great album. If you like electronic music, if you like indie rock, if you already like Editors, I think that this is really a great record. And if you have some patience that this record will require, you will find a beautiful, beautiful piece of work that sounds fantastic. It really does. Violence in Slovak means násilie. Why do I keep doing that? I hope you liked this review. If you did, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, and you can write in the comment section below if you agreed with me or if you didn't. As I haven't heard any previous records from Editors, you can tell me which one is the best in your opinion. Maybe you can tell me, assuming you have heard a new album already, how well does it compare with their previous works. I'm really expecting your opinions on this one because I'm planning to rediscover their older catalog. And well, thanks a lot for watching, and if there are any bloopers at the end, you can enjoy them. And by the way, this t-shirt was used in a video that my friend was shooting, a video for one of his songs, and I have a little cameo or cameo, I'm not sure how it's pronounced there, so you'll be able to see that soon, I think.
Feel free to hate him. Thanks for watching.
Hello there.
Yes!
Hello there, Romans here. I'm a... Głupost.
To było strasznie ale ten sobie.
The album... The album magazine is a more... from Lana Del Rey, which is not a... Honey...